All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lepage Show. I'm One Bar, and Mr. Zimmer just got done with his final post-game press conference of the year. So we're going to break that down, go over any highlights out of the Vikings 37-35 victory against the Detroit Lions to end the season. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. We're so damn close to 2,000 subscribers. Once we hit that 2,000, Lepage claims he's going to do a topless gritty, and also we're going to be giving away some One Bar and Lepage hoodies, so be sure to comment and subscribe to make sure you're in the running for that. So, yes, let's hop into Coach Zimmer's post-game press conference. And I will say this right off the bat, anybody hoping that Mike Zimmer is going to get fired or just thinking that Mike Zimmer is going to get fired, this did not sound like a guy that's going to be out of a job anytime soon. This sounds like a guy that is already looking towards the 2021 season for the Minnesota Vikings. And for him being here so long, his relationship with the owner seems pretty damn tight. If he knew something else, I think he would have hinted towards it. It doesn't sound like that at all. So if you're dreaming he's gonzo, barring a miracle, Mike Zimmer, I think, is definitely going to be back. So let's get into what he said. Good team win, kind of the generic thing. Hey, this was a good team win. Good team win, a 2-point win against a very bad Detroit team. Sure, if you want to call that a good team, whatever. They give some love to Mr. Stafford, where love is definitely deserved. Stafford was out there all beat up. That has been his MO throughout his career. Stafford is one of the most underrated quarterbacks of this era, no doubt about it. So it was nice to see Zimmer throw him some love. Did not shy away from basically saying that they were shorthanded, injury riddled. Mentioned that a few times, especially with Dalvin Cook. Specifically mentioned Dalvin Cook and Riley Reiff. Riley Reiff will be an interesting one to watch going into the offseason, but the fact that Zimmer clearly mentioned that he missed him today might be a sign that maybe he's going to be back. And you know what? Hopefully, I hope he is back. He's got a price tag coming towards him, but he was one of the best left tackles in the NFC this year, no doubt about it. Justin Jefferson as well, gave him some love. They asked him about how he did this year, and obviously, the record that he got. Just mentioned good player, loves to compete. What I really liked what Zimmer said was the fact that Justin Jefferson just continues to get better. So imagine that. A guy who comes out, breaks the all-time rookie record for receiving, just keeps getting better. So that's some excitement there. And excitement is definitely what Vikings fans need. It's what they need to hear. They are asking, how soon do you start looking into 2021 as far as getting in fix-it mode? Said he's going to take some time, evaluate some players, figure out what they got going on. He's going to take the week. And it sounds like he already has some ideas. I look forward to seeing what these ideas are. I'm glad he already has ideas. He should have ideas because there is a lot to fix. Was excited the fact that the Vikings were able to run out the clock at the end, take a knee. That is something that generally do not see. Usually when a close game like this happens, the opposing team has the ball, and Vikings fans are sitting there crapping their pants. We did not have to do it there. Dan Bailey was brought up, rightfully so. Zimmer shut that down pretty damn quick. He said he didn't think about having anybody else kick other than Dan Bailey this week, which I found interesting. Said that he hurt his back last week, and that is probably part of his struggle. So it seemed like he gave him a pass. My thought is he's giving him a pass just because there's no point of kicking a guy while he's down, no pun intended, because does anybody think Dan Bailey's going to be back? What's the point of just kind of tossing him under the bus on his way out? So he gave him a pass there. Initial thoughts on Kirk Cousins for the year, just said, hey, he started out slow, came on big, had some big games, had a very good year. Sounded like he really wished that Kirk Cousins would have had some help around him. Zimmer seems all in on Kirk Cousins. There's no doubt about it that. And at this point, he has to be all in on him. That's his only option with that contract. But Kirk Cousins did have a fantastic year. People bitching about Kirk Cousins really need to look at the numbers, look at what he was dealing with, look at his offensive line before you really get into it, because Kirk Cousins had one of the best years of his career with probably one of the worst offensive lines he's had. And yes, I know he had bad offensive lines in Washington. He did point out the receivers. Seems very pleased with the receivers. Said we have a very good set of receivers. They'll continue to be a strength of this team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there moving forward. Our depth, I think, was a little bit lacking, especially when you get into the Dan Chesinas and KJ Osborne's, guys who don't really play receiver. So that will be one to watch. And just at the end, pretty much said, hey, he's proud of his guys. Crazy season. A lot of stuff they went through. A lot of injuries. Was very frustrated as far as the injuries that they went through on defensive side of the balls, guys opting out, and just mentioned a lot of really good players that got hurt this year. So I don't think he was looking as an excuse. He's just kind of stating the obvious. And then you wrapped it up just saying, hey, Vikings have a lot of work to do, which they do. And it sounds like Mike Zimmer is up for the challenge. So these coming weeks, these coming months will be very interesting to watch. And I look forward to it. And remember, subscribe to the channel. We're here every damn day to talk about those changes. And hopefully there's a ton of them, because there's nothing better than the off season.